A little about me. So grew up playing soccer, was a big time soccer player, dreams of playing soccer in the Olympics, being on the national team. Loved soccer. Then of course my older sister Megan started running. So I was like, I want to try running. So I started running my freshman year of high school. My freshman year though, I did play high school soccer and I made varsity. And we made it to the semis in the state championship game. So I actually ran state track. We won the 4x8 and then I had to jump in the car and drive to the semifinals of state in soccer. But after my freshman year, I was like, oh, running's pretty fun, and took it pretty serious that summer going into my sophomore year, and I really fell in love with the sport. I loved cross country, made it to nationals, got 7th place as a sophomore. Biggest race of my career, 2 races come to mind. Foot Locker Cross Country Nationals, the 32 best runners in the nation. That was my goal that season. And I won Midwest Regionals and I got to Foot Locker, and there was a big downhill to the finish and then you climbed back up a hill. And Greg, being the wonderful coach he was like, do not sprint down that hill because you still have almost 1,200 meters to go. Your legs are gonna be dead. And so it was neck and neck with me and the individual that got second. And as we started going down that hill, she took off sprinting. In my head, I was thinking, be patient, be patient. And as soon as I started up the hill, I started sprinting and we came neck and neck with about 150 meters to go. I could always hear my dad yelling. And as soon as I heard him, I went and I won. The other race that is one of my favorite of my career is when Meg and I went 1-2 at the state meet. So it was something we talked about since my freshman year, and just to be able to finish like hand in hand, and her setting history of winning all 4 years for me to get second, it was a very special day. My mentor, who I really looked up to, I was so blessed because she lived in my house, right? My sister. And coming into the sport of running, I really didn't have this like running mentor I had. Growing up, it was Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy, Trisha Venturini, Kristen Lilly. Obviously, great soccer players of their sport, but there really was no runner. As long as if I could try to keep up with Meg, I was doing something right. And it also gave me a ton of support. I'll never forget the first race in Colorado I had to run without her. And I called her, and she was in North Carolina, and I was just crying. I was like, I don't know what to do. I just used to follow you. And within 10 seconds, she gave me that pep talk. I went out there and listened to her. She was in my head and won my first race and set a course record. So I wouldn't be who I am without my sister Megan, and it made the journey so much more fun doing it together because she's not only my sister but my best friend.
Oh my God. Okay, hi, man. Megan, I'm getting interviewed. I'll call you back. I did it for you. Love you. Sorry.
So yeah, who's Megan? Tell us about Megan.
It's my sister. She is in college now, but she pretty much taught me everything I know in this sport. And when I was coming in that last 150, I was thinking of her. Wanted to win it for her.
My senior year, I unfortunately had a bit of injury after injury. I ended up getting a stress fracture, so I was in a boot the entire season. I think really the biggest thing I learned is even if you can't do what you're supposed to be doing and it's going the way that you imagined it, there's still always things you could be focused on. And so I really focused on like the mental side. I was cleared to come back a week before the national qualifier, and I ended up, out of the 450 plus girls in our region, I ended up qualifying for the national championship. At the same time, our high school team had qualified for team nationals, and we got second as a team, which was incredible. I think I ended up 3rd place in that meet, and then went to nationals where I was trying to defend my title, and I ended up becoming All-American. Obviously, it wasn't a great race, but I was running differently, which then led to another injury. So my track season, I was also out. It was hard, especially the way to end my high school career, being injured, but you learn from things and everything always happens for a reason. I got a scholarship to run at the University of North Carolina. I followed in Big Sister's footsteps, wanted to continue to run with her. After graduating college, I started a career. I met my wonderful husband, and now I have 2 little boys, Lucas and Thomas. When I got the call that I was inducted into the CHSAA Hall of Fame, it's just such an honor because I felt like Smoky Hill and my running career brought me so many great opportunities, right? I think through running, not only do you have the friendships, but you learn so much, right? Work ethic, being now in a corporate job. It's amazing how much sports teach you that's relatable to just being, successful in anything. I did accomplish a lot in my time at Smoky Hill, and I could not have done that without the support of my school and my teammates and the state. And so it's really exciting to be a little part of history in a place that brought you so many opportunities.